Can everybody hear me? Excuse me. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. It's greatly appreciated. For those of you that don't know me or I haven't had a chance to meet, my name is James O'Connor. I am the new police chief in Stoneham. For those of you I've met, hello again. For those of you we haven't, hopefully on brighter days, we can sit down and have a conversation and introduce ourselves to each other. With that said, before my comments, as frustrating as this may sound, I just want to preface things by saying I don't want to frustrate you any more than you're already frustrated, but I am bound by certain legal and ethical obligations as to what I can and can't comment on the case. This incident is an ongoing criminal matter. Prior to coming here, I had discussions with DA Ryan about what we can talk about and what we can't talk about. It's not that I don't want to give you every single point of fact or detail. It's just that I'm bound by certain legal obligations, and I hope you would understand that the criminal case could potentially be jeopardized by some things that I say, and I know none of us would want that to happen. With that said, again, thank you for being here. I'm here to talk to you tonight about, not only from the perspective of a police chief, I'm a parent of 2 school-aged children as well. So I completely understand your frustration, anger, curiosity about what happened. I have a high school student and I have a freshman in college, and I want to know everything that happened in their day, good or bad, and certainly when it concerns the safety of their building and the safety of themselves and the staff in that school. So that's what I wanted to say first. And I don't want to underestimate the great work that the Stoneham Police did on Thursday.
The Central Middle School.
Officer Sean O'Grady was the first officer on scene, and I'll get into detail about what happened. But Sean was able to verbally de-escalate without using any tools, just everything, using his voice to de-escalate the situation to render it safe. And it was just a fantastic job by that. With that said, there were certainly failures, and that's what we're here to talk about. On Thursday, about 9:42 in the morning, we received a 911 call from the South Elementary School from Principal Jones, reporting a suspicious person on their campus. Principal Jones had witnessed a suspicious, later to be determined, a 39-year-old male on the campus of South Middle School. He witnessed him from a window. Principal Jones came outside, encountered that individual. And again, the other thing I don't want to underestimate is the courage that took Principal Jones to do. So that speaks volumes to him placing himself in a situation he doesn't know anything about, in between that person and his staff and more importantly, his students. So I want to thank him for that and just commend him on a job well done. He encountered an individual outside that was experiencing problems. Those problems I can't get into, again, because for reasons I stated at the beginning. He had quick dialogue with this individual. This individual was murmuring unintelligible things, and immediately Principal Jones knew that there was something up. He went back into the building, called 911. Within 1 minute, 60 seconds, our officers were on scene. Officer O'Grady was the first one on scene, followed by 5 other Stoneham police officers. There were 6 officers on scene. I say that because I want you to feel good about what we and me as a police chief and my officers feel. There's nothing more important in this community than the safety and security of your children and the staff at that building. We had 6 officers that some weren't even assigned, to the patrol division, leave what they were doing, respond down there. We were there within 1 minute. We encountered this individual away from school property. When we got there, this person was not on school property. They were walking towards Main Street. Officer O'Grady followed this person. This person made an attempt to elude Officer Grady and ran out into Main Street, crossed Main Street into about the 500 block of Main Street around Marble Street. When Sean encountered this person, he again immediately noticed there was something up. This person was suffering from something, again, that I can't get into. Sean and his partners were able to verbally de-escalate that situation within minutes. It's commendable, within minutes. And that goes to the training that these officers received. They're all trained in those type of verbal tactics to use to de-escalate really intense situations. And he did a great job along with the other officers on scene. They were able to get this person into custody. They handcuffed this person. They were able to secure him safely. The officers were safe. Upon a search of this person, they located 2 knives that were on the person's, in their clothing. And another knife off a little distance away, but we do believe that there was this person's who had dropped it. From there, we were able to secure this individual, and eventually this person was taken to Woburn District Court, where they were arraigned on charges of disorderly conduct and carrying a weapon on school property. I think it's important to note that at no time did that person display a weapon while they were on the property or anywhere else. They never entered the building. They did attempt to pull the door. What the intent was, I can't speak to that of that person, but they did pull on the door, and we later learned that by looking at surveillance video the next day. So the individuals brought to Woburn Court, and from Woburn Court, they were arraigned on those charges, and then they were remanded to Bridgewater State Prison for Bridgewater State Hospital. I apologize. Bridgewater State Hospital for further evaluation. Coincidentally, on Wednesday, the FBI notified us to update us on an investigation they had involving the same individual. These investigations had nothing to do with each other. It was a coincidence that one happened on Wednesday and one happened at the school on Thursday. The FBI spoke to our detective division Wednesday night and communicated that just an update of an investigation they had into this person. They provided some details on some threatening and very vulgar emails that were sent to an individual in Michigan. They were communicated from Stoneham, so that would give us jurisdiction on the criminal matter. Anything that happens in Stoneham comes under the Stoneham Police jurisdiction. We were able to request additional charges on this person. They stem from stalking, threat to commit a crime, and communicating a bomb threat over the phone. That is a completely separate FBI investigation. Our detectives are assisting in that. I can't comment any further on that. Concerning at the middle school, you deserve more out of your community leaders. There is absolutely no doubt that you should have been notified Thursday of what happened. For that, I apologize. You should demand and expect more out of me as a police chief and out of the school department. There's no sugarcoating it, folks. I am sorry that that happened. I'm a parent. I would feel the same way as you do now, sitting here looking at me. So you know we've talked a lot about this. We've discussed it. This failure will not happen again. Another thing you should know is I started in September. Since then, we have met with the police, fire, Chief Grafton, Superintendent Youngberg, and his staff on a monthly basis at different schools to talk about safety and security and how to get better at it. I don't want this to be lost. Things worked on Thursday, folks. Things worked. Training kicked in. Your students were safe and sound because of the training that the staff at the school received, the training my officers received. This was over within minutes. The students, to my knowledge, didn't witness this person being taken into custody, which I was very happy at. But I don't want the lack of communication, or I should say the breakdown in communication by the leaders, to overshadow the great work of the school department and my officers at the police department. They did fantastic work bringing this very concerning situation to a safe resolution with verbal de-escalation. We trained for that, and it worked. I am sorry that this happened. You should have been notified Thursday. I'll say it 100 times. And I'm glad we had this opportunity to talk. And if any of you would like to talk one-on-one, I'm certainly available to you at any time. Come by the police station. If I'm there, if I'm not there, I'll come in and meet you. Please come by, ask any questions. I want to be as transparent, and I appreciate you all being here. You know, people need to be held accountable for their mistakes. Mistake was made. We're going to learn from it, and we're going to get better at it, and we're going to ensure it doesn't happen again. Thank you.